The best artists have no walls to creation, no curtain of self, no fear of perceptions of others. They are in direct communion, and so their art vibrates with life and emanates God. When artists create, they free fall. Creation is dampened by, what will others think of me and my art? Creation is boxed in by, is this okay to share? Creation is halted, creating through the mask of identity. When all perception cease, creation creates itself. That I call free fall. This episode we explore Picasso, the prolific genius that destroys the old and invents the new. We'll explore the madness of his creative output, his selfishness and egomania as a trap on the spiritual path of art, and examine the unlearning of everything to become a child again. In Picasso's words, every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist when he grows up. Picasso was born and raised in Spain in the 1880s. He learned painting from his father at a very young age. The myth goes he painted before he could talk. First, he learned realism and painted with marvelous accuracy, only to destroy all norms and rules and invent his own style of painting, to pour his soul onto the canvas. You can only create what you are, and he was his paintings. His most immediate and authentic soul expression was his art. That divinity is what we can still marvel at today. In his 91 years, he created anywhere between 20,000 to over 30,000 creations. Sources differ. Now, that is almost one creation per day for the entirety of his life. He painted a painting each morning. That puts art into perspective for me. When was the last time I wrote a song a day? And there I thought my song a week was impressive. I am astonished by Picasso's prolific creative genius. It almost seems to me like an obsession, a deep internal need to express his soul through painting. I imagine that when he created art, he felt most like himself. Perhaps his world wasn't the ease of flow that painting offered, painting being his communion with God. The rest of his life, from multiple sources, states he was an egomaniac and used people for his career advancement and women for creative energy and pleasure. If that is true, he mistook the vessel for God. He called himself God many a times. But the vessel is just a vessel, not God. He accessed God in one area of life, but failed to bring it to the rest of his life. Egoism is the greatest trap. To take the divine and attribute it to oneself brought unhappiness to the rest of his life. I marvel at his creative output and his divine creations, but I wouldn't want to experience his life. I revere his shattering of the old, his bravery to birth his soul's expression regardless of all the resistance his early modern paintings were met with. It takes guts to break the rules and invent the new. The crowd didn't yet know what it wanted, and he invented taste. Yes, he shaped the future of art. He followed his instincts throughout. He stayed true to himself. He was unapologetically Picasso. By painting every day, painting became Picasso's identity. He could relax into his work more and more, until finally he disappeared into his work and the painting was left. To flow with life and give oneself fully to the task at hand is meditation, non-doing, non-action. Life takes the lead, and you are the witness to the divine unfoldment through your hands. Painting, painting, painting. Gain mastery, then forget it all, and paint. Learn from the best, then break the mold, and paint like your soul paints. Paint like a child. Step aside and meditate deeply through your work. If I have learned one thing in my 15 years of songwriting, it's this. I am not supposed to make art, but be my art. My work is not an accumulation, but my practice of dissolution. To master my skill, then give it back to God and let life work through my hands in divine alignment. My work meditates on me. It is my greatest joy and my salvation. With each creation I heal, and those creations seem to impart that healing to the world. The experience of meditation and love seems to rub off on people. That is the true value of art. When I give my life to serve others, I heal through my work and add beauty to the world. I dissolve my ego through my work, and my work saves me. It heals my soul and liberates me from my accumulated crust of past. Each creation I'm a little more soul and a little less past. My work truly is my salvation. By delighting myself, I delight the world. The world responds to my sharing my soul through authentic self-expression. Love can only be met with love. The right people get attracted and the wrong people are repelled. My work of making and sharing art is my spiritual discipline. Hide it all in your art. Conserve it with your heart. Let it enter the world and repeat. Create living artifacts and create a lot of them. Upon reading books on Picasso, I asked myself, why did Picasso become the most famous artist in the world? He certainly was the richest artist on the planet in the late part of his career. My answer? His creative output. He painted until painting became his identity. What is my identity? Will I claim it? Of course, there are many other factors, but the factor of creative output is entirely up to me. I can choose to get up and write a song, distribute it, and leave my mark. I, as an artist, am but a collection of songs, my portfolio. That is my representation as an artist in the world. My work of art is the accumulation of my artifacts of me, my soul expression in the world. Having studied Picasso for the past 2 months, I gained great perspective as to what is required to make divine art. The path to mastery is a long road and ends in God. Art takes one to God if one doesn't stop walking. And every artist becomes a philosopher when they walk long enough. But humbleness is required to bring grace to the rest of my life. By being humble and creating selflessly, I may learn through my art and heal myself and my group of people that I serve selflessly. Without humbleness, I mistake myself, the vessel, for God, and my ego grows and destroys my life. What a ride it's been to study the great master Picasso. These are my lessons in perspective, you see. Study him yourself and see what unfolds for you. I'll link the books I read below in the show notes. Always remember, you can only create what you are. Your work is not an accumulation, but your practice of dissolution. Don't make art. Be your art. And because it sounds so sweet, let me read it once more. You can only create what you are. Your work is not an accumulation, but your practice of dissolution. Don't make art, be your art. I am thinking of creating a community where members walk the spiritual path of art side by side, creating art as a spiritual discipline with like-minded artists. I would love such a space to be, but a member and share my journey with you and witness yours unfold all the same. A space where we can support each other. Please let me know if you would be interested in such a space. I'd be honored to host it and just to be a part of it, you see. I'll also link the God and Art book series below if you would love to dive deeper into my perspective on the spiritual path of art. The beauty of the heart is lasting beauty. The treasure of you and I is a mystery to me, to me, to me. The water of life, that which I taste with you, the nectar of God, that which I share with you. Your eyes, my eyes, your eyes, pour me a drink. I won't need much more, just one night and a million more. I crave you. And so I come alive, alive, alive. I melt my life into your love. The beauty of the soul is lasting beauty. Oh, swimming in God is a mystery to me, to me, to me. The water of life, that which I taste with you, the nectar of God, which I share with you. Your lips, my lips, your lips. Pour me some wine, I won't need much more, just one life and a million more. I love you. And so I come alive, alive, alive. I'll melt my life into your love.